Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Candice and I'm here to help you understand and manage your ADHD brain. Today I wanted to make a quick video about something that happened to me recently, just a situation overall that I think I can talk to you about and reflect on it with you, maybe hint at some tips and resolutions so that you can, if you find yourself in the same position, maybe navigate it a bit better than I did. It's not the first time that this happens to me too, so I feel like it's quite repetitive, which is why in the end I'm deciding to make a video out of it. It's also based on the premise that you really enjoyed my ADHD paralysis video, so thank you guys so much for having watched this one and commenting on it still to this day. I haven't made a lot of videos, but this one really hit home, I feel, for a lot of you. I wanted to say thank you, and this inspires me to make similar content, which I think you guys enjoy, and that's actually the content I enjoy making as well. Basically sharing my own personal experience without looking too much into the research and what's official out there, and just sharing with you my experience. That's usually when you guys find it helpful. So yeah, let's get into it. I managed to get myself out of a mental block breakdown. To take you back to the situation, I got home recently, which was probably like yesterday or 2 days ago, I don't remember, and I was feeling like I just felt like every area of my life was falling apart, and I guess we all have those days. I'm pretty sure it's not only ADHD related, but I guess with ADHD it might happen more often, and it's very, very intense. And I got into this zone where I was like,
my life is a complete mess. I don't know how I got there. Where am I going? My vision is screwed. Why am I in this career? What am I doing here?
And lots of questions like this, endless questions. And I felt like I needed to solve every single one of my problems right now. And all of them were coming at me at the same time. Lots of questions, lots of choices to make, and I just felt like I couldn't take it. And it was getting to a point where physically I was very tense, like extremely tense. My muscles were tense. It's just like my whole body was reflecting my state. And I got to this point where I wanted to break down. I was like, okay, I recognize this point. Usually this is when I break down. Like, this is when I have a huge breakdown. I cry a good cry, and then I realized, oh my god, like, this is fine, you know, I just overreacted. But it wasn't coming this time, and I got to the point where I was literally so tense I couldn't move. That's why I said it was related to ADHD paralysis, because I think I got into this physical paralysis out of my mental chatter that was just overtaking me. And I literally had to do nothing for like 20 minutes and lay down on the couch, and I had to try to find a way to calm down. So I isolated myself, and I was like trying to not think. Usually that does not work, but trying to apply some meditation practices so that I would just quiet my mind. It did work in the end, but it took a while, and it felt really like I was stuck. And I don't even know right now how I got to forget about it. I think what I probably did is do something else, like distract myself, but I wasn't even able to go outside. I wasn't able to do anything. Like I was just like in survival mode, like take care of eating, take care of walking and exercising, and take care of sleep. That was basically my mode. To go into more details about what happened in my head, you know, when you're paralyzed by all the options out there and all the choices you have, which is something I mentioned on my video ADHD paralysis, and if you haven't watched it, this is the time that you can click on this button or this button. Go watch it. But yeah, you know, this time where you have so many choices in every area of your life. And because we tend to be perfectionists, I just went full-on perfectionist for a while in my life, for like a month approximately, and that made me reach that point of overload, because I was trying to make the perfect decision in every area of my life. I was trying to decide, okay, do I want to do this activity? Do I want to do this career? Am I doing the right thing in this and this area? I don't even know how many examples there are, but it was like everything at the same time. That's just what caused in my brain. So how did I notice that I was getting there? I kind of recognize when I get to that point, because there's subtle things that happen that signal to me, okay, you're going off your track right now. You're trying to be too perfect. Come back to reality. But this time I kind of like let myself flow. When you start to notice that you stop following habits that have made sense to you in the past and that you've used for a while, habits in terms of, you know, your health, productivity, all of a sudden you drop them because you think you can find better habits and you can find better overall. So that was the case for me. I had started planning my months, and in a very simple way, I was like, I'm taking it easy, and I'm gonna plan, just by writing on pen and paper. And obviously as the months went by, I kind of changed my plans, but I was always reminding myself to be in the present moment and to be not too perfectionist. And so comes the end of August, I have all this pressure of, back to school moment, and I'm like, I need to plan this year perfectly, and I had all this pressure building up, so I kept procrastinating on September planning. I had this vision in my mind of like, oh my god, I should use this and this technique, and Cal Newport says you should use life buckets. If you know Cal Newport, I'm a huge fan. I'm listening to his podcasts every week, and this kind of influenced me, but I took it as I need to apply everything he's saying now. And this all played into I'm not doing things the right way. I was pushing back those habits that really helped me just because I wanted to make them perfectly. The second thing I noticed also is I was having one area of tension where I wasn't sure I actually wanted to do that thing in my life. So this came to be some activity that I wanted to try out. I wanted to play football. I was getting involved, and it was taking so much of my mental energy to a point where I was making myself feel bad. Like, this was taking up all my energy because I didn't want to go sometimes, but I would feel like I had to. And then other times I wanted to go, and then I would change my mind like 10 minutes before the thing. And this is a behavior that people are not used to. So I kind of got myself into this mental state of constant stress of like, what are people going to think? And also, social anxiety and stuff. And lots of things went into this area of my life that's starting to be one area of my life and didn't used to be. And this thing like really stressed me out. And I realized this recently when I completely decided to drop out of it because it was making me miserable. And that should probably be the subject of another video. But this thing was seriously like a symptom and a trigger of me losing track. It made me question myself, essentially. It made me question my character. It made me question my ability to be someone that people can count on. It made me question a lot of things just because I function in one way and people that I saw around me didn't really work that way. Anyways, I'm getting lost here. What I wanted to say is that this area of stress, I think, emphasized this unbalancing in my life, which eventually led me to what I just told you about, this complete weird breakdown. That was basically like, 3 things that led me to this point. First, I saw that I was procrastinating on small thing that should be easy. Second, I saw that I was giving up on habits that made my life better in every sense, and that I was doing for, a few months before this, and I realized I started dropping them. And then saw that it was probably also related to an area of stress in my life that made me question everything else. It paralyzed me in every area where actually I just had to question myself and, sit down with my thoughts in one area. The last questions I want to ask myself and ask you, if you've ever been in this situation, is this a cycle? Because I feel like I've experienced this quite a couple times now. This feeling, of getting paralyzed to the point where you question your whole freaking life based on one single thing that affects your whole self-image, self-confidence, and life vision overall. And I think it's gonna happen. I think it's gonna keep happening. I'm just trying to build my toolbox for when those things happen. So, lots of meditations, lots of practicing, being in the present moment. And I'm probably gonna make a video about this because this is what really grounds me in those moments, and I couldn't do it without it. I mean, I could, but it would probably take more of hair scratching, what do you say, of like me. It would be more difficult. If I could give you some advice when you're in those kinds of situations, the first one I would give you is contact a friend or someone you're really close to. And I know I've said this actually about ADHD paralysis to get out of it, but this is kind of the same that happened to me. It's basically ADHD paralysis, and you're basically stuck in some like destructive mindset. So just call someone, tell them about it, and they're probably gonna they're probably gonna reassure you, and you're gonna see it from their perspective, and you're gonna see that you went too far in your thoughts. It's gonna quiet your mind. So that would be my first advice. Second advice, and one I really struggle with, and I know a lot of people give you this advice and it's annoying, but it really works. It's just writing down your thoughts. And that can seem as dumb as, taking a pen, opening a random notebook and just writing one sentence. That can be the start. Seriously, this helped me so much actually when I was in that state. And now I remember that's what actually got me out of it. It was this plus taking care of my basic needs. And that's the third advice I can give you. Take care of your basic needs. So if you haven't eaten, eat. If you haven't taken a shower, take a shower. Do whatever you need to make yourself feel comfortable and at ease. I'm gonna stop there with the advice, but those are basically the 3 things that I would do in any of those situations that are really upsetting and that makes you feel miserable. Yeah, I don't know if you related. I don't know if that's some kind of video content that you're interested in. Please let me know in the comments down below. Give a like, whatever, to let me know what you enjoy watching on this channel. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you around. Ciao.